What's going on, people? I'm Taylor, I'm 22. You know, I call myself a bit of a party person, always looking to have a good time. You know, I'm trying to find that special someone in the house. I'm a bit of a boxer as well. You know, I'm always ready to take on a fight. I ain't gonna back down to no one.
Hi, I'm Shane, I'm 27. I've got girls in the DMs, I've got girls with the BM. I'm coming to the villa to find that special spark, find that someone. Let's get in there, come on!
Hey, we're here at the villa, come on. We're ready to go on.
Bombshell's right here.
Yeah, we're taking the girls.
Ain't ready.
We're taking all the girls, splitting all these couples up, alright?
Yeah, going home.
Yeah, we're splitting them up.
Hey, boys, Saturday, boys! Saturday, you alright? What are we both saying? Oh yeah, boys, I think we should go to the fire pit, we should have a quick chat.
Okay,
hold on.
This is the show where dreams come to be seen. The time I'll show. The time I'll show. The time I'll show. Yeah, the time I'll show.
What's happening, guys? You alright? I'm Taylor.
And I'm Shane.
And we're joined by...
Josh Brocklebank.
What were you saying, lads? We all good?
Come on.
Saturday, girl, you alright?
Already, it's going to be stuck in my head. Before shooting,
There's
that's
gonna
all
be a
I
lot
can think of. And now,
So many Saturdays.
it's happening. Even on the phone.
Yeah.
That's all we heard straight away. It's happening.
Joey Essex on TV now. It's back relevant again.
Yeah, who would have thought that would happen?
Like the Essex boys.
But I mean,
Sorry.
it changes the dynamic already, doesn't it, of Love Island? Obviously, for people that don't know, who are you? You're a...
Yeah, I was the last Bombshell on season 10.
But still are Bombshell.
Yeah. I wasn't on there very long. Didn't get much airtime, but we're here.
We move.
But you did come in and make a big statement.
Yeah,
And,
tried to.
Yeah, how did that land?
Yeah, do you know what? So being the last Bombshell was the hardest because you walk in there and all the couples are sort of already made up. Like, you're obviously seeing it now in the new season. You go in there with an open playing field, so you have the freedom to sort of speak to who you want. But when you go in there late, obviously there was so many couples that were so set, like with each other. When you're trying to break that up, it's quite difficult. And the benefit for when Ella went in with me, obviously Mitch didn't have a Scooby what he was doing for the whole 10 weeks. So it was easier for her to sort of get a way in, whereas me, sort of Jess and Sammy had been through their ups and downs for the whole time, so they were pretty happy together, so it's quite hard for me to break them up.
But you did make some waves all in there.
Yeah, I did. Obviously, we got the recoupling, and obviously Sammy weren't quite happy about it, but obviously you have, like, when you go in at that point, you have to do what you have to do to sort of, it's like dog eat dog in there, innit? You have to do what you can to sort of survive.
Is it quite intimidating going in that late when everyone's already sort of coming up?
Yeah, it's funny because so before I went in the villa, the producer said to me, like, basically go in there and just be yourself, be a character, because if you don't, like, they've known each other for such a long time, they'll just walk all over you. So obviously in my entrance, I walked in there and just basically screamed. Walked in, guys. Yeah, what's happening? Any danger of running low? But looking back at it now, that was probably my only regret from the whole thing, because I look like a proper Wally on TV.
Was you like proper deep in what you was going to say?
Yeah, well, not even. I was just going in there. I was just like, right, I just need to be like myself, because, like I said, the producer said they're just going to walk all over you if you don't.
Yeah.
So I was just like, right. And you can even see me as well. Like, I watched it back. The way I sort of pushed Jess out of the way, I like sort of put my arm across Jess, yeah, and just walked off on my own, like left like Mitch, Ella and Jess like on their own at the back. I was just like, yes! Almost like this is my moment. I could see the cameras. I was like, this is it.
Did it instantly click like, right, I'm on TV now?
Do you know what? I don't think it ever clicked with me. The minute I was a bit like, oh shit, was when I was just chilling there with the boys, yeah. We were just talking about football and like football transfers.
Yeah.
And I was watching Ella Barnes just do laps. Like, she was pulling all the boys for chats. Like, she was doing the most, like chatting to everyone. I was just sitting there like, oh my days, it's 40 degrees. I'm sunbathing. This is unbelievable.
Yeah.
But that was when I was like, oh fuck, like I'm in for it here. Like, this is actually a game and I need to start playing it. Otherwise I'm just going to get found out, which eventually obviously I did.
Does that make it difficult? Because when you've got that sort of like the gameplay aspect, and obviously the producers telling you stuff in your ear and things like that, does it make it hard to have those genuine chats, or is it
Yeah,
does it still
definitely.
come off quite natural?
Because I think people that have watched the show for years, they understand how the dynamic works. They understand what to be talking about and how to sort of go about it. Whereas me, like, I've not watched Love Island in years. Like, I hadn't watched it probably since like Katie was originally on there. And so I went in there, just like, cool, I'm just going to be myself. Like, I'll talk to people. If I vibe with them, I vibe with them. If I don't, I don't. And that probably isn't the way to play it. Like, at the end of the day, it's a popularity contest, as well as you need to be in a couple to stay in that villa.
Yeah.
So if you're not feeling anyone, you need to force it and make sure you are feeling someone, or they're feeling you enough to pick you in a recoupling, basically. And I don't think that clicked with me when I was in there. Like, I wish I tried a little bit harder to sort of force connections with people.
Yeah.
Like, because I remember I went in there, me and Amber were like flirting. We were having, like, me and Amber were getting on really well. And then we started having like chats, and I deeped it because she was 19 at the time. I was just like she was talking about like going out on uni nights out and stuff. And straight away, I was 26. I straight away was like, I said to her straight off, I was like, yeah, this ain't gonna work.
Yeah, you're ready for bed at 9.
Yeah. I was like, I'm watching EastEnders cup of tea. Like, like, she's out in fucking Libertine on a Thursday. So I've got to go work in the morning. But yeah, no. So after we had that chat up, we both straight away was just like, yeah, this isn't gonna work. But if we were smart and we just sort of carried on like flirting for the cameras and whatever, we probably could have made something of that. But don't get me wrong, I think regardless, I don't think me and her were like the most popular couple in that villa anyway. So I mean, we ended up getting voted out by the public anyway, but we probably should have tried to make more of that opportunity that we had when we coupled up.
Do you feel that's more down to, again, like you just said, with the game plan? Obviously, you went in just wanting to vibe, really.
Yeah.
And obviously, you had like Ella making rounds and talking to everyone, effectively getting all that airtime because she's literally speaking to every person like involved.
She was so good at flirting as well. Like, the thing is, my chat's alright. Like, I'll back myself. My chat was alright, and a lot of the girls in there said, "Oh, Josh, like, your chat's unreal. You got really good energy." But the thing is, like, none of that got aired. Because the problem for me was my storyline was with Jess. And as soon as that Jess thing died out, that storyline was dead. So they didn't need to show me anymore, because like, as soon as Jess went back to Sammy, I was irrelevant. Where with Ella, she obviously tried with Ty, and that caused a row between Ella and herself, which was like, oh, perfect for the producers. Yeah. And then she carried on with Mitch, which was causing rows between Abby and Ella, which again, it kept her relevant the whole time. Whereas me, like, I went for Jess, she went back to Sammy, and then Amber was already in a friendship couple, and then we got together, so that's not getting airtime. She was in a friendship couple anyway, it doesn't matter. So yeah, that's probably why Ella got them like the most. The funniest thing for me was, obviously, I said to the producers, like, I want to try and chat to Abby, and they were just like, nah, like, she's in her own drama, like, I'd leave that alone. And like, when I'd say to the boys, I'd be like, I'm going to go pull Abby for a chat. Like, the producer would like either call me in the beach hut and stuff, and they'd just be like, oh, how's your day? I'd be like, oh, that's convenient. That's convenient. So like, yeah, things like that. They obviously had their storyline, and they sort of fixated to that, and I didn't fit in that storyline for them.
So in terms of, as well, like with the camera crew and the producers and stuff, would you say they were pretty hands-on then, compared to what the public would see of, oh, hidden cameras, nobody's involved?
You'd think so. Like, they obviously give you sort of like tee up lines, and they sort of ask you who to talk to and when to talk to them and where to talk to them, obviously, because the cameras are set up and whatever. It's probably more so like that towards the end, because obviously they've built up these characters from the very beginning. Obviously, from speaking to the other boys and girls, like, at the start, it's probably less like that, because obviously they got the freedom of the park.
They want to see what naturally kind of formulates, and then they can drive.
They obviously have to build the storyline from the beginning. Everyone gets to know the characters, kind of thing. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, it's a TV show, isn't it? At the end of the day.
And when you say storyline, did you mean it in like the literal sense of they have like, not like pre-written, because obviously you are talking naturally,
of course, like,
there's like a direction there, like
so after a few weeks, they must sort of get a real good gist of who's going to go and who's going to last, and what couples are going to bring the most drama. And then that's when they, because even before you go in the villa, they decide on the people they fly out from who them people like fancy. So like, throughout the whole time, I didn't fly out. I was lucky because Spain scrapped their what do you call it? COVID laws, basically. They scrapped their COVID laws a few days before I flew out there. So everyone else had to be in holding for like a week or two for like COVID restrictions. For me, they flew me out on a Monday morning and I was in the villa on Wednesday. So I got lucky. I didn't know nothing. I did one day of filming like promo, doing stuff for like Subway, eBay, all that sort of stuff. Then I was in the villa the next day. Everyone else was like in holding for like 2 weeks. So I got quite lucky.
So obviously before you went in then, obviously there's like an application process you go through. How long before the show aired did you find out you were going to go on?
Oh my God, so the application process is so long. So they first contacted me in the middle of March.
We're considering it, by the way, that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, they contacted me in the middle of March, first time. That was just an Instagram DM. They asked me whether I'd be interested in a project with ITV. And then that goes on. Had a phone call, had a few phone calls, then you move on to Zoom, and then you move on to in person, and they start doing drug tests and all that sort of stuff, and then it eventually moves. So between that was middle of March, and I found out at the end of May that I was going to be on the show. But they just told me that I was going to be a late bombshell, which basically means you sit tight and we'll tell you when we need you, basically. Whereas like other people, if you speak to the other islanders, like they'd say, oh, you're an original, you're an early bombshell, which I'm guessing is like the first couple that go in. You're Casa, or mine, which was late bombshell. So I spent basically all summer just trying to live like a completely normal life, trying to work, whilst knowing at some point they're going to ring me saying like, right, we're ready to fly you out. So obviously I was just training like a madman. I was training twice a day. I was eating so clean. Like, I was doing my walks in the morning and going gym in the evening. Like, I was training like a madman just to try and get ready for when they'd eventually call me.
And was this under NDA or was it just mainly if you talk about it,
they basically threaten you almost. They just basically say like, if people start finding out, if people start finding out it reaches the press, like we'll just bin you. Like we've got the right to come bin you. And they basically say like, this is a great opportunity for you. So I wouldn't go loud mouthing about it, because if it does come out, like we will just bin you off. So I was just told, to be honest, like I can't trust my boys with anything, man, because I told a few of them, like my close mates, and I told my family, and like a week before I flew out, I went to Ascot and bumped into like a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend. I swear to God, this was so far down the chain. He was like, I've heard you going on Love Island next week. I was like, what? I was like, I don't know where you've heard that, because that ain't true. And then I must have walked out on the like tomorrow night, and he was thinking, oh, fucking he's lying.
Just bricking it.
The boys did leak it a little bit, but that's what they say to you. They basically say it's a big opportunity, so don't go around telling people. And
when you got the confirmation that you was going on, like, did it sort of go through your head like, okay, after this airs, everything's going to change life-wise, or was you thinking that far ahead? Or
no, to be honest, I didn't really think that far ahead. Like it was such a crazy thing, because like I said, it all happened so quickly. Like I don't think at any point really I sort of let it sink in, like what was going on. It was like I said, I got a phone call Friday night, which was mental, because I went out Friday night and I had to have all these meetings. I used to work for a US asset managers, and they're so strict about what people can and can't do in the media and stuff. So Friday night I was out on the piers, and I was in Madison toilet on the phone to like the head of commercial marketing for my firm, basically giving me rules of what I can and can't do during, after the show.
So you had to tell them that you were going on?
I was honest from minute one. Like I told them, because I had a really good job at the time, and I was kind of hoping we could continue with it, but obviously it didn't work out. But so I had a meeting Friday night with my like head of marketing with my firm, and then I flew. I went like lakeside. I was buying clothes, everything, trying to like kit myself out for when I flew out there. And then Monday afternoon I flew to thingy, and then I was in the villa on Wednesday. So like I didn't have a second to blink. It all just happened, and like I was on there, and then I was only on there for 6 days, and then like on the 8th day I was flying home again or whatever. It was like I think I was only out there for 11-12 days in total. So I was all a bit. I got home, I was like, fucking hell, did that just happen? And I just blinked, and it all just went.
What was the first thing you did when you got back to the UK?
Oh, so it's crazy. So you land, so it hits you straight away. So you're walking through the Spanish airport, and like even in a Spanish airport, you've got people running up to you like, oh, can I have a photo? And I was with Uzi and Cady as well. Cady's obviously famous in her own right, but Uzi was quite popular when he was on there. So like people running over like, oh my God, Cady, oh my God, Uzi. Like people in the Spanish airport were going, "Oh, I haven't watched last night's episode. I hadn't even known that you've been booted out yet." And that's when you're like, "Fuck! Like this is huge. Like this show
like
is
people
huge.
are tuned.
Yeah,
in.
like this show is huge." And then you land in Stansted, and there's so many paps there, like all for the papers, like, "Oh, they're home now." Da da da. And I think there was a little bit of a scandal going on with Katie. With obviously she may or may not have been in a relationship when she went on the show.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming there was probably more paps there just purely because of that. So then that was all crazy. But yeah, first thing I did, got in a cab, just rang my mum. I was like, fuck. I was like, you all right? She's like, yeah. She was like, you coming home? Like just made sure that I came across all right, like with the family and stuff.
Yeah.
Came home, went and see all my family. Like everyone was buzzing. And then went and see the boys the day after. And then the first night out I had, oh my god, the first night out was mental, because you just get fucking everyone coming over to you like, oh, can I have a selfie? Can I have this? Can I have that? Like everyone's saying, oh, you come across really well. Like I don't even know who you are, and they're like, oh, you seem like such a lovely boy. Like I wish Jess picked you and all this. It's like, oh my days.
Was you like reveling in that, or was it a little bit like, this is wow, this is a lot?
At first I was a bit like, wow. Like sometimes it can get overwhelming, especially. So first night out I had with work, bearing in mind that I'd been training for so long, I weren't drinking nothing. Like I was training crazy.
Yeah.
I had a night out with work on the Thursday, and I was battered, absolutely steaming. Like I'd had a few gins, I couldn't even bet, I could barely stand up. And I bumped into Mal, and I'd not met her before. I bumped into her in Canary Wharf, and as soon as us two got together, everyone was like, "Oh my god, they're both on Love Island," and then all coming over like filming you and stuff. And I was standing there like, my eyes were barely open. I was like, "Fuck!" I was like, "I need to be careful." And then one of my mates from work come grab me and was just like, "Right, let's get you somewhere a bit quieter," because everyone was like filming me, and I was battered. So that was when you're a bit like, shit, I need to sort of behave now.
I guess apart from like the attention, like has your life changed much more else since going on the show? Like anything sort of that stands out, or do you live still quite a normal?
I think I think the way it works is the first couple of months, it's like a whirlwind. It's crazy. You get invited to all these parties. You're knocking about with all these like influences, all these famous people. And then one day, it's like someone just turns the tap off, and it's just like your emails dry up, your Instagram DMs dry up, and then all of a sudden you're like, fuck, like I've either got to make something of myself from this like platform, or back to work, pay the bills. And I think that's kind of how it went for me. Like it was a crazy journey. Like I enjoyed it, like definitely made the most of it. And then all of a sudden it was like, right, went back to work. Like became a bit more like normal. Like I did the 9 to 6, whatever. I was back
at the firm?
Back at the first place, And then I was back grafting away, and then like people still come up to you in the street, like, oh, you're right, like, do you mind have a photo and all that? Which I don't mind. It's nice, like, because everyone. It's funny because everyone obviously abuses you on social media, but in real life, everyone's like so nice. Everyone's so nice to you. So then it sort of went back to that, and it's been like that ever since. Like I think I'm just blessed now to get given opportunities that I am now. Like playing at the Emirates the other day, obviously you boys were there, West Ham, like, and then you're knocking around with people like heroes, like in fucking blockbuster films, like. So that's like the benefit of it now.
We had our Pat moment, didn't we, with hero? We've just seen on various Twitter profiles, just me and Taylor in shot with hero. It's like, we've made it. Come on.
But no, even like during, I say like obviously our other guest Ethan, like he's been in large productions, and even he says like he'll have moments where, you know, stuff dries up. Like I think even he's had an article recently where he's obviously going back to his previous job because work's dried up. So it feels like kind of every level of the industry really, you get those moments where it dries up. Do you feel like it comes back though? When
I mean, even if you look at Love Island as a brand right now, like it's quite obvious what's going on. Like in the last few years, they're having to bring older cast members back because they've built their own following just to sort of pick up the views of Love Island. Like it's no coincidence that they've sacked the January one off, brought in All Stars, and then brought in Joey Essex this season. Like it's the same industry worldwide. Like the trends will go up and down, and obviously for us, like we're relevant up until probably All Stars. And then that's when they become relevant again. You look at what Molly's doing now, what Tom's doing now. They're absolutely flying, the pair of them. But then in a few weeks' time, when season 11 finishes, it will be, I don't know, whoever's on there now, Ronnie, Samantha, whoever's on there now. So it does just sort of go up and down, and that works industry-wide as well.
Do you feel the dynamic of bringing a like large celebrity in though changes the whole thing completely? Yeah,
100%. I mean, we were talking about it behind the cameras, but the way obviously Samantha's moving in front of Joey, like you can tell, like these girls will twerk for men like this because when they come out, they know that will gain them social media following. Like if you're in a relationship with Joey Essex when you come out, you know you're going to do well.
Yeah.
And like you'll have your 6 months of being relevant, which is why you see there was a scene yesterday in yesterday's episode, yeah, when they're like, who fancies Joey? All three of them, the three youngest girls put their hand up because they're smart. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're young. Everything about like young generation is like it's TikTok followers, Instagram followers, like paid partnerships. And all three of them know if they can get out with Joey, they're going to do fine. Yeah. So I think that's probably why, it changes the dynamic because people will twerk for him a little bit more.
That Pretty Little Thing brand.
Yeah. To be fair, with Love Island, though, it's a lot tougher to land those deals now, I'll be honest with you. Like, you look at, season 10, Whitney and Lachlan doing pretty well, and then Ty. And apart from that, I mean, I probably wouldn't say anyone's absolutely flying. And if you look at the season before, like, them opportunities are becoming harder to come by because before basically everyone was getting offering them. Yeah. They didn't have no social media ban. You could promote your Instagram and whatever whilst you're on the show. Obviously, since they've introduced that, which is obviously a good idea because it definitely does reduce like the abuse that you get. But obviously, since then, you notice the deals have sort of dried up for the bigger influencers.
Also, we see like people like Chloe doing like the podcast as well, and obviously now she's on.
She's got such a good personality. Yeah, Chloe Burrows, she's really good stuff. I've met her a few times now. She's a funny girl. She's got a lot of personality, and you can see why she's doing well for herself. Yeah.
Would you do something like that? Have you been watching the Inside Sidemen series?
No, I see a few clips on Twitter.
Yeah.
What's the lads?
You've got like Angry Ginge.
Yeah. Who's the lad that she made a comment about his girlfriend? Sorry, about Joe Weller. Yeah. The Birmingham influencer. She made a comment about his girlfriend. Have you seen that?
Yeah, we was watching it.
That was pretty peak, I can't lie. Her apology was pretty pathetic as well.
I mean, it's typical YouTuber apology type thing. So good.
Yeah, the apology was pretty pathetic.
Would you do something like that again? Again, it's kind of a reality style thing.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah. Honestly, like being inside the camera, I love it. Like it's actually such a fun experience. Like it doesn't, like, some people will refer to Love Island as work because you're effectively just locked in a house with people you probably don't want to be there with. Like they do make you do a lot of filming and stuff, and it takes time. But I really enjoyed it. I absolutely loved it. Like there's a few people that come out and be like, "Yeah, it's a bit long," but I actually really enjoyed it. So if it come up again, I know obviously. So like All Stars last year, they just rung every single islander that had ever been on the show from about September time, and just asked. And I was like, yeah, I'd be interested. And if they rung me again in September, I'd be like, yeah.
Would you have a different game plan if they rung you up again though? Like,
yeah, of course.
Would it be for the vibes, or would it be like,
right, he's got to keep his cards to his chest, wrong camera right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, all of them that did All Stars, they've done it before. They know how the game works now. They know obviously how it works behind the scenes and what they need to be doing to stay relevant. So I think that everyone who would go on there would be lying if they said I'd go in there and be exactly the same as I was before, because I don't think anyone would be.
Was there anything that you were surprised about when going in there, having watched the show before, that you didn't know happened, or was it?
Yeah. It's mental. Like there's so much stuff. Like all the sort of like where the water is. Obviously, it's behind the set. Like you don't see people filling their water up on the
right.
The
yeah.
It's like stupid shit like that. Like also like the phones as well. So like every single phone has a different international time on it. Obviously, because you don't know the time. So, but then when at night time they switch your phones over, so then your time changes. So you can't be like, oh, my clock says 8 a.m. when it's probably around about 9:30 here. You can't work it out like that because they change the time on the phone every single day.
Why do you think they do that? Is that just to
to keep you like in your own sort of world? Honestly, the whole thing's like a social experiment. Honestly, like because you're not allowed to talk about the outside world either. Like even when you go in there, I remember saying to Ty like your brother's been doing really, because I knew Ty and Ty's brother before I went on the show.
Okay, yeah.
And Ty's brother was doing like these daily updates on Instagram, and he'd gained a few followers from it. And I went in there and said to Ty, like, oh, your brother's doing really well. Straight away, beat chart, right, Josh, you can't speak about the outside world. And I was like, oh, sorry. Go back outside. What can I talk about? Oh, let's talk about football with the boys. Oh, Man United signed Mason Mount. Josh, in the beat chart. Fuck. It's like every 5 minutes I'm getting called in like, Josh, you just literally don't talk about anything. Don't talk about anything about the outside world. Just talk about relationships and who you like. And so it is quite hard just to sort of like, you can't really have general chit chat. It's just
Do you
very
not get any time at all to like, is there like any times where the cameras just aren't on or?
Yeah,
like
there's twice a day. So it's basically breakfast and dinner basically, or lunch and dinner. They're the only 2 times where the cameras ain't rolling. So yeah, they just basically, the reason you know is the producers come on set. That's when you know the cameras ain't rolling. The producers just start running around. And then, yeah, you'd have to pull out your own tables, you know, the old school fold-out table. So you'd all have to go one by one, go pick up a table, set up, and then the girls would sit one side and the boys would sit the other. And then you just sit, and that's when you could really just chat about, like, I don't know, like how many brothers and sisters you got kind of thing, like shit chat.
Yeah.
But if anyone started talking about, like especially Ty, because Ty and Ella were up and down in the villa. So I'd be like, bruv, she's pissed me off today. And then all the producers would be like, whoa, Ty, hold that chat, hold that chat. Yeah, hold that chat.
Move them over here. We need that.
Yeah. Because we still had our mics on and stuff, but so they were still listening to what we were talking about, but we could talk about what we wanted. So if anyone brought up anything relationship related, they'd be like, whoa, hold the chat.
And again, the dynamics of, like I said earlier, with the cameras, were you kind of, did you know they were not rolling, I guess, because we just said with the producers come on, but could you visibly see the cameras at time?
Fucking everywhere. They're honestly everywhere. There's like, they're literally just like, for example, like, there'd be like one visible one like in the middle of that in the frame. Like they're everywhere. Like, and then they had the crane camera out the back as well. If that came up, something was going on. If the crane pulled up with the camera, you knew something was going to happen. Like, I think I was in there for Snog Marry Pie, and like they wheeled this massive camera out, and you're like, fucking hell, something's about to happen. Like, something's going down. And obviously at the night time, they'd wheel the crane out because a lot of things happen at night time when you're filming. Or morning, if you want to say, because obviously you film till fucking 4 a.m, 5 a.m in the morning. So yeah, like if sometimes the big cameras came out, that's when you knew. There's all like these like sliding doors as well. So like all like the wooden huts and stuff, there's like sliding doors. If they unslide the like door, like, you know, whatever chat you're having in the corner of eye, you can see this chat's important because they like bring out the big cameras.
Right. Okay.
So
was you like conscious of the cameras when you were like going to sleep as well, or like was it quite easy to? Yeah,
to be honest, I didn't settle in that villa because I don't think I was in there that long, but the first few days it's really hard to sleep because there's so much going on and there's so much to consider and think about. It's quite hard to sleep, and I know. So I went in there a week after Castro Moore, and I was chatting to Uzi, and Uzi was still struggling to sleep. There's a time about 9:30, 10 o'clock where we have downtime where everyone usually just went inside and had a nap. And me and Uzi would just stay outside and just like watch the sunset and stuff because we couldn't nap. So yeah, it's first few days it's hard to settle down, but then after a while I just assume you just kind of forget about it and settle in.
No, I'd be conscious the whole time of how I was sleeping. I'd be I know they're gonna have some weird mugging on me.
It's so exhausting working in there though, because they're obviously constantly asking you to do stuff. Like when you do lay down, it's a bit like, you know, when you sort of sink in, like, like, because it's quite demanding in there. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on there, asking you to do a lot of stuff. So when you do lay down, you're like, oh fucking hell. But then at the same time, it's like a jungle in that as soon as the lights go off, you hear all sorts of noises in that villa. Honestly, it's crazy because obviously I went in there at the end as well, so people just obviously stopped giving a fuck. Yeah. So yeah, it's quite loud in there.
I think we need the recreation of some of these noises.
No, it's honestly it's like a jungle. As soon as them lights went off towards the end, it's a bit like fucking hell.
Go on, give an example.
No.
I don't know what you're on about.
Heavy breathing.
It's a bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like Michael Myers.
Yeah, ITV watching this.
Yeah, ITV.
He can do really good heavy breathing. So if you need someone to do that, Taylor's your man.
There's mics above the headboards, so you can't say, like, even at night time they can hear what you're saying because they plant mics inside the headboards.
And is it true, like in the pool, people will like go in there?
Yeah,
because that's quite a good place to chat.
Yeah. You take your mics off, go to the other side of the pool. Yeah, Scott was dragging me in there every day. I was just like, he's asking me questions like, oh, how many followers have I got on Instagram? Like, did they show this scene? Did they show that scene? Like, how have I been perceived? Like, by the public and stuff. Like that's when people ask like the questions that obviously you're definitely not allowed to speak about. You just get in the pool, you leave your mic on the side, and then swim to the other side of the pool, because then obviously they don't pick it up on the mics. So yeah.
But actually, yes, they have, and here's the audio recording for you. So we've got this conversation that you had. Where is it? There you go. You said.
Yeah, I don't want to quote it. Some of the stuff I was saying was outrageous. My first day, I was flirting with Katie, and I said something like, "I'd love to rub sun cream on your tits." First day.
Did it work?
I didn't know the dynamic of how the villa worked, yeah. So first day I've gone in there like Billy Big Bullocks, like I'm just gonna flirt with everyone. So I sat down, pulled Katie for a cat.
A cat.
Pulled Katie for a chat. And one of the first, she was like, "Oh, like I'm a bit sunburned." I was like, "Oh, like let me rub it in your back and that," like all laughing and joking. And then she turned around, she put some like on the front, and I was like, "Oh, let me rub it in there as well." Like made a joke, yeah. She found it funny. It was all like laughed. I swear to God, 20 minutes later, yeah, all the boys come up to me and was like, "Bro, I can't believe you said that on your first day." I was like, "What?" I was like, he was like, "Mate, we heard about what you said." So word travels so quick in that villa, it's mental. Like you say one thing, yeah, everyone knows about it. Because it's like it's like Chinese whispers. Like, "Oh my God, you wouldn't believe what Josh just said." And then all of a sudden Uzi's coming up to me like, "Why are you saying that to Katie for?" He's like, "I'm couple." I was like, "Oh, what?" I was like, "Okay, this is the dynamic of the villa. You just can't get away with anything."
Apart from if you're in the pool.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. But even the boys would still tell everyone, so.
And obviously, like, I feel like the main episodes, obviously, there's always a lot of like seriousness and drama and stuff.
Yeah.
Then you see like the unseen bits, and it just seems like a laugh.
Unseen bits killed me. So it's like, obviously I didn't get that much airtime, yeah. And the two unseen, there was 2 unseen episodes that involved me. One of them I was doing swimming races. And I was just like, well, no wonder I was getting no fucking airtime. I was having swimming races with Scott.
But it comes back to the vibe, and
yeah, that's what I mean. I just felt like I was on a boys' holiday.
But it feels so contrasting when you watch that as like a viewer.
Yeah. Do you know, a lot of the unseen bits are filmed on Saturday, and Saturday's just a complete off day. Like Saturday you just do whatever the fuck you want. Like they'd order in like McDonald's for lunch. Like they'd bring out all the inflatables. Like that Saturday was just a day where you just basically just enjoyed yourself. It was no chat about relationships. It was just purely just have a good laugh today.
I think that's what like we always used to say when we was watching it, me and Nick at home. Like because it's like how does it go from being so fun? So if it's like a dedicated.
Yeah. So Saturday was just like a day off. Like even Saturday. So basically they'd put you in a bed with like someone of the same sex. So like there would be literally nothing. So that one day off, I think I was in a bed with Ty. So like there was no chat in the bedrooms, nothing. It was just purely just have a giggle on Saturday.
Yeah.
And then Sunday, I think they like cut the film in Friday afternoon, and then Sunday you start filming again in the morning, and it all overlaps. So like Sunday's episode was always Friday day plus Sunday night, basically.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So
yeah. Makes sense. And
sorry, I was just going to say, what was that noise?
What?
that noise.
Oh.
Do you not hear it?
Yeah.
No.
Did you hear it?
No.
I think we got a text.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we just got a text.
I think
Gotta shout it louder.
Yeah, I think we got a text.
Got a text.
Got a text.
Got a text. There we are.
I think. Do you want to get your text up?
Oh, my phone is suddenly not in my pocket. But with the magic of
TV.
Of podcast editing. Thanks, phone.
Apparition.
Yeah. I got a text.
We got a text.
Who from?
Oh, I believe this is from my mum, and
mine's from my mum as well.
Oh, I believe this is Mum's Minute.
Mother's Minute.
Yeah.
Mom's minute. It's the time to shine. Asking questions one at a time.
When does the dance end?
Yeah, it ends now. So, Mother's Minute.
Yeah.
We've both got texts from both of our mothers, and they're directed at yourself. So we're going to take turns reading them out, and then just so it's just little quick fires. So if you want to go first, Taylor.
Oh, okay, right. Did your parents watch you in the villa? If so, what advice did they give you?
So they definitely did. My mum and dad are like massive reality TV fans. So as soon as they found out I was getting interviewed for it, that my mum was shitting herself, but she was buzzing. She was buzzing at the same time. So like obviously, like I said, I think I come across really well. I come across like a gent. I was quite polite in there, which was fine. And then when you get voted out, the day after, you get a phone call from home. So obviously, I spoke to my mum and dad, and they were absolutely buzzing. They were so happy. They were honestly like, "Oh, you've come across so well." Like, my mum was in OK magazine. It's like a photo I had on Instagram, so she was completely buzzing about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they just said like, go be yourself, enjoy it. Like I said, once in a lifetime opportunity. So just go enjoy yourself.
Did you watch it back after you came home?
Yeah. Because I went in it that long, I was like, oh fuck it, I might as well. It's like 6 episodes, like 6 hours of TV.
I'll do that in a night, mate.
Yeah, I was like, oh fuck it. Yeah, no. To be honest, it's frustrating when you watch it back. It's really frustrating because you're like, well, that didn't happen like that.
Yeah.
Or, well, why didn't they show this?
Yeah.
Because that would have changed the dynamic of that situation. Like, for one example, they like the first day I was in there, I weren't going around flirting. I was just like, oh, how old are you? Like, what do you do for work? Like, just getting to know people. And they just, like, there was a chat between me and Amber where, by the pool, where we had that chat.
Yeah.
It's like, how old are you? What do you do? Because I'd not really watched it too much before I went in there. But then after that chat, we were flirting, like, having, like, proper, like, serious sort of, like, yeah, chats. And then, yeah, they decided to show that one. So, like, stuff like that was well frustrating. But yeah, apart from that, like, I wasn't too angry about it. It's just like, you wish obviously they showed more of me and at my actual personality rather than sort of like only like the bits. It was just a bit like
But again, building their storyline as well,
exactly.
isn't it?
As well, there was a bit in the recoupling where Amber said some really nice things about me. She was like, we get on really well, like we do have really flirty chats, like he's really funny, da. But they just completely cropped it down to, I think we'd be better off as mates, so Josh. And like, I remember watching that and I was a bit like, fuck, like they've absolutely killed me there. So like things like that was a little bit annoying.
Yeah.
So they do say don't watch it back because obviously you pick up on things like that.
So the text I've got from my mother, and it's definitely on my screen. It's not. It is. It is. She messed up and sent it as a video message.
Okay.
Would you prefer to hear it, or would you rather just read it as if it's a text?
No, go on.
You want to hear it?
I'm interested.
Okay.
I think not just here. I think you should watch.
Okay. Shall I pass it over?
That's what to.
I'm intrigued. I don't know what this is going to do.
So this is my mother. Her name is. Well, you'll hear it.
Oh, it actually is your mum?
Yeah, this is my mother.
Yeah, this is a genuine bit.
Hi Josh, I'm Shane's mum, Alex. I'd just like to ask, do you think they should do an older version of Love Island for us older people? And do you think that I will cheat in Castle Amore?
So she's got strong expectations for herself, clearly. But yeah, older people, Love Island?
I reckon that would get views 100%.
Yeah?
I do think Love Island sometimes just screams out for like normality. Do you know what I mean? Like people that aren't thinking, obviously, like we discussed earlier, people that aren't thinking about the next brand deal or like how is this going to further my business, or like if they did just sort of strip it back to how it was back in the old days. Like the original Love Islands were unbelievable. Like John Clark, Hannah, like no one knew what was going to become of like it after they left the show. So they were just completely themselves and just obviously enjoyed themselves. So I do think an older version where people don't really give a fuck about their social presence after, like I think it would be unreal. I think it'd be so genuine, like there'd be genuine rows, like genuine entertainment. So I do think that would be good. And Castle Amore, maybe she would play up. It's quite hard, you know. So the Castle Amore villa is tiny. It's really, really small. Like they're basically sharing single beds. There's no room in between the beds and stuff like that. So they sort of, obviously Castle's smaller and created so like you're almost like forced on other people. So clever, honestly. Like, and as well they do things like if two people getting on well in Castle, they'll basically ask everyone else to leave the villa and just chill outside for a little bit and just leave them two in there on their own. So there's like a lot of pressure being put on two people. Yeah. So like you never know. Like, you don't really know if anyone could survive that environment. Like if you've got like a beautiful girl trying to stick it on you and it's just you two in there.
I guess ultimately if everyone came back to their original
it's not TV then, is it? Yeah. And obviously I wasn't over there, but I'm sure they've probably got the producers in their ears as well. Like,
is it close to the main villa?
Yeah, you could actually see it from.
Oh really?
Yeah. So, well, it's probably a few miles. Like obviously you're quite high up in the big main villa. Yeah, you could see down on the little villa.
And is it quite remote? Like there's no other sort of residents and stuff nearby?
Yes. So like from my holding villa, the drive to the main villa was about an hour and 10, hour and 15. And yeah, it's like, it's completely remote, like security surrounding, like a few miles down the road, they like surround the whole outside, so no one else can get to it.
Yeah.
And then like they got the villa, and then behind the villa is like a whole set. Like you get all like how you like picture like an American film with all like the camper vans and all around the back of the set.
Your mum would do pretty well. Yeah,
she would be the messy Mitch. Whoa.
What? Let's not call her messy.
That's what they say, messy Mitch.
I mean,
yeah.
If that's what you want to think,
messy mum.
No.
Wait, ignore it. Don't watch this.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't watch this. Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Please watch what you're saying because it sounds so dodgy right now.
Look, if they do it, mother, go for it. Go wild. Wow, all for the content. She'll be the next.
Not like people that have been in relationship have gone in there anyway, haven't they? So
yeah.
You know, you never know.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yes.
Asterisks.
We have a theme on this podcast where every episode somehow we get onto food, and one thing we haven't asked is, how was the food?
Terrible. Honestly, so bad.
Like prison food.
It was, HMP. Chicken was so dry. Like it's basically like how you'd picture an all-inclusive buffet, like the big silver tray, it's just filled with like, so it'd be like chicken, rice, a few bits of veg, but the chicken was so dry. Like I remember so they obviously had like ketchup and mayo and stuff in there. All of us boys were like using a bottle of like ketchup and mayo on our own, like just literally like throwing it all over because the chicken was like so dry.
What do they do? Just like wheel it in or something? They'll just
So like you said, we'd go and pull out all the tables, and then the runners, they'd bring out the big silver trays and it'd have the tin foil over them, and they rip the tin foil off, and you'd be like, oh fuck's sake, chicken again.
Are you rushed for that, or is it like you get much time?
No, I get like an hour or so. Dinner's obviously more because you have dinner and then you have downtime, so it's when everyone would go for a nap and stuff. That's why you don't ever see anyone in the gym anymore, because they have that downtime bit where mostly, because it's quite cool in the evening, people probably train then. But food wasn't great, I can't lie. But I was grateful they were still feeding us. But it wasn't great.
Do you feel like that's why they weren't recording it as much? Because they're like, we'll cut costs with the food,
Yeah, no one's paying to watch us eat food, that's for sure.
You'd be surprised.
Time out mukbang.
I mean,
dry chicken.
The stuff people pay for nowadays, you wouldn't be surprised if people have been offered like, I want to watch you chew that. Chew that for me.
But you get those weird people that like, they'll get those massive seafood sort of crabs and lobsters and stuff and tear them apart on camera. And that's like a genuine thing people watch.
Yeah, with like the massive pot of sauce.
The massive bowl of like red liquid. It's like, that cannot be healthy.
But I mean, look at some of the people. Like you get people like Nick Avocado.
Do you know who that is?
Your favourite person.
Nick Avocado.
Oh, you don't?
No.
He's like an American YouTuber.
Yeah.
And he's a big lad, but every video he's just got this mountain. You know what takis are, like the crisps, like the spicy red.
Yeah.
Photo.
Yeah, like it's insane. Like, and he'll just smash them basically against his mouth, and it's the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
The thing is though, like he never used to be like he is now. He used to be.
He was quite slim, right? Yeah.
Quite healthy as well, but his fan base are terrible.
Have like pushed him down that sort of route.
Well, the thing is, obviously, if he's making money, like you just carry on doing it, wouldn't you?
Before and after. So here is. So that's a before and after.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Like his fan base is completely.
Yeah. Didn't even start like an OnlyFans. I'm pretty sure he sent it to James Marriott.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A picture of his arse spread for James Marriott. I mean,
what would you not do for money?
To be honest, like, there was some weird shit that when you come out, obviously you get offered stuff, and me and Zach Ashford done something that was fucking weird looking back at it now. We got paid a decent whack to do it, but looking back at it now, if you said to me, would you do that again? There's absolutely no way. Like, it was obviously, I can't really explain it too much on camera, but basically what it involved was like gunge and like these weird outfits. Yeah, exactly.
Gunge.
Off camera, we need to find out what this was.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you do get offered so much
follow up.
fucking weird shit for money. Like I remember one that everyone gets because we all get the same brand message us. Like it's a condom brand and they want you to promote it in some way.
Okay.
But how? Like how would you promote it? Like without, yeah, exactly.
Glow in the dark.
Yeah.
Lightsabers.
But yeah, that's what I mean. Like you do get offered some weird stuff. So you have to figure out where you draw the line when you first come out.
What about things like Cameo? Would you ever like do those where you get like they'll send you like a request? And you
Oh
just
yeah.
record stuff?
If it's like happy birthday messages and stuff like of course. Yeah, I'd do anything for £1. No, like if it was like that, draw the line. Yeah, I'm drawing the line at OnlyFans. Like, big up George Fensom though. He started OnlyFans, so I think he's doing alright out of it. So
I mean, people do make some bank. From
yeah,
it, to be fair,
of course. Of course. The thing at the minute as well, Snapchat as well. Snapchat, just filming your day to day on Snapchat, that earns you a few quid. It's mental how much money there is in the industry. Like you'd be so surprised.
Snapchat's got quite big with it now as well.
Yeah,
with the
like,
RPM. I'm not sure what it is now, but yeah, surprisingly.
And obviously TikTok Live.
Yeah. Like a few of the boys earning like 800 quid a day just from Snapchat, just like going around filming day to day. Like, it's mad.
Because is it the? Do you make the money from the views or like the clicks through the stories?
So
I
like
guess?
you can have like broadcast channels, can't you? Like the amount of people that subscribe to like a broadcast channel, you get paid like X amount to like do that.
Yeah.
We got to start doing some Snapchat stories.
Yeah.
So the thing, if you push things enough, then be consistent with it. There's definitely money to be earned like in social media.
Yeah, Shane's got his OF anyway that we're pushing out. So
Yeah.
guys, make sure you keep an eye out. Link
and subscribe.
Yeah. You can see every 50 angles of me.
I mean, why 50 angles?
Just one of those cranes comes up. Something big's happening then. What about like YouTube and stuff? Obviously, like you've done television. Would you ever go down like the internet content, sort of like YouTube?
I mean, it's difficult now because I'm working full time again. It's difficult to commit time to it, and that's definitely one thing I found with the social media side of things. Because when I first come out, I had a lot of free time. I wasn't working.
Yeah.
So like, I had time to sort of like produce and create like reels for like fashion companies and stuff.
Yeah.
But now I feel like that's such a big commitment. Like I do envy people that do that full time because it's first of all, it's not cheap.
Yeah.
Like obviously you boys have got some like unreal equipment here. Like that's not that's not cheap to hire or buy or whatever.
Yeah.
And two, it is very time consuming. Like those things take time to edit. And if you're not going to edit yourself, you have to pay for editors then. And yeah, it's quite a pricey and time consuming project. But I definitely would consider doing that full time if I had the time to do it.
Even with like you just said with your full-time job and stuff, you obviously balance a lot of other stuff like the charity matches you're involved in. That's a massive time commitment as well.
We travel all the way up and down the country for
how does your kind of work-life balance work out of that as well then? Because obviously you get the larger games like the Emirates London Stadium, everything like that, but then you get the smaller games. So
I mean, to be honest, I don't mind traveling to the smaller games because first of all you're just playing football, and I've literally lived and loved football my whole life, and as well like you're raising money for charity as well. And I mean like we've all been blessed with these like platforms, whether it's like 20k or $1 million. Like we've been blessed with a decent platform, so we might as well do something actually decent with it, because Instagram's so toxic in itself. Like people see me, like I go on holiday quite a lot, like people will see that and be like, Josh lives some sick life, man, but they don't see the day to day where I'm fucking like grinding and like trying to earn my money. So like obviously people see what they want to see on Instagram. So if you're going to use your platform, use it in a positive way. Like if we're going to play football to raise money for charity, I'd rather do that than sort of like promote some fake life that like everyone thinks, I'm so happy, he's traveling all the time, but that's not the reality of the situation.
Yeah. Saying that though, do you mean like how to word it? So you saying portraying a happy life. So would you say you're quite content in?
I say I would. Like as long as I'm in the gym and like I've got an unbelievable group of friends around me and my family are well supportive, like I'm sweet. But there's definitely like I've spoke to people out there who on Instagram like they're traveling and like they're posting photos of their relationship and like how they're so happy like traveling around the world together, but the reality is every single day they're just fucking rowing and they're both miserable. Like, but people get so invested in these couples from Love
Yeah.
Island, for example, that they think, oh, they're amazing, like it's unbelievable, but you don't see the dark bits, like behind the scenes. So yeah, everyone's got such a fake perception of what they see online because a lot of it ain't real.
And it almost becomes like a sort of business move,
Yeah,
isn't it, to,
exactly.
oh, if we break up, that's it. Like people are watching us
yeah,
because we're a
yeah.
couple, not.
That's the thing, like, it's, again, like, it might not be obvious to some people because people do get so invested in these couples, but you do get management saying, listen, if you just do 6 months together, just do your OK magazine, do whatever you need to do, earn your money, and then go your separate ways and then make your own brand for yourself. Like, management will tell you to do that.
Yeah.
But like, obviously people get so invested, like, oh my God, like, I can't believe they broke up. They look so happy together. But really it was just a business decision.
Yeah.
But like you said, like, people don't see that. Like, they see what they want to see.
But no, like obviously you're circling back to the games as well. Obviously we've been able to see your fan interactions with people, and people, I mean, they love all of you. Like,
Yeah,
it's crazy being on that side. Obviously we've seen from the spectator side of things as well, but then to be on your side of things, like even us just standing between like the line for the celebration and stuff, it's such a weird kind of perception that you guys also get to see of like all these people coming out, seeing everyone interacting with you. How do you feel during those sort of moments?
It's a blessing, really. Like, when people actually, because a lot of people, they come out and they see like the different celebrities and they think, oh my God, I can't go near them. Like, some of them are so nervous to like ask for photos and stuff, but the reality is, like, we're all just normal people. It's not like, oh my God, like, I can't speak to him. It's like, no, come over, have a chat. Like, if you've got positive things to say, I'm all for it. Like, come to speak about things. But yeah, it means a lot when people are like, oh, like, I thought you come across really well in the season, or like, I remember you from season 10, like you done really well. Like, those mean a lot because like it costs no one to be nice.
Yeah.
And like when they actually are, like, because it's so rare. Like, I remember when I come out, I was fucking getting ripped to shit. Like, my DMs were crazy. Like, people just, I remember every post I put up, because things like this don't normally get to me, but this one started to get to me. Yeah, every post I put up, someone would comment saying, "You're such a beg," and obviously you're
It's
not
that,
meant,
like, passive
yeah,
enough
you're
where
not
it's-
meant to get like wound up by like obviously these internet trolls. Yeah, but that was the one thing that pissed me off so much. I remember someone tweeted something like, I swear Josh comments on every single Love Islanders photos and not a single one comments back. He's such a beg. And I remember seeing that and I was thinking, you little... Like, yeah, like, but then when you actually see people in real life, they're so nice. So it means a lot when they actually are nice. So.
Have you ever had a negative experience in real life, or is it always just
No, it's
primarily been
always online.
Yeah.
Always. That was all the things I get. Like, if like a TikTok blows up or anything like that, people will just be like, "You're irrelevant. He's only on there 5 minutes." Even though like I live with the people, they're like, "Oh, you don't even know him like that." But it's like, what? What do you do? I fucking live with him for a week. Like, it's just stupid shit like that. So like stuff like that you laugh at. But yeah, no, there was a few like proper funny ones on when they uploaded my cover photo for the first time. You know, like, oh, like Josh, blah blah blah. There were some hilarious ones on there. Like, I've got so much grief about my teeth. Like, people calling me a horse. Someone replied something like, "This guy could chew an apple for a tennis racket." That cracked me up, man. That killed me.
At least they're funny with it.
Yeah, that killed me. There's like little comments like that, little personal comments. I don't mind, man, because people were saying I look like Shaggy from Scooby Doo. Like, things like that. Yeah, exactly. Things like that, I didn't really care. They make me laugh, but it's like the little, like you said, the little passive aggressive ones. They're just like,
so it's like middle of the road.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah. Just like, yeah. Because like, what do you get out of commenting or posting something like that? Like,
I feel like the irrelevant comments are so funny though, because it's either to be able to comment on your stuff, they're either following you,
yeah.
or
well, the thing
you're
is,
coming up on
the
their
thing
feed.
is, the more hate you get on like a post, the more interactions it gets.
Yeah.
Because people who are actually like sweet, they'll reply saying like, "Oh, like don't say that."
Yeah.
But then obviously that's just more comments, and then it obviously brings interaction up, and it takes it to bigger audiences. So it's actually not that bad at the end of the day.
Well, yeah, because like I said, it's either feed or they're following. Like,
Yeah.
So saying they're irrelevant, like, hey, Shane, you're irrelevant, mate.
Yeah. So even like on like if you go on a night out,
Yeah.
sorry. Even if you're on like a night out, do you never get like guys trying to act like the big bollocks and
Nah,
stuff?
do you know what? Luckily, I've not had anything like that. But I've been around the boys when some people have just tried that, just trying to aggravate you, just to try and get a reaction out of you.
Yeah.
Just because they know if they do get a reaction, it'll probably be in the papers like in the next few days. Yeah, like I've been out with the boys when people have tried that. But luckily for me, I've not had anything like that. Even the boys that I've met on nights out, they're so like positive about things. Like, yeah, it's never been anything negative for me, so I've been quite lucky.
And how's your relationship with them now, like the boys?
Yeah, good. Do you know what? Obviously, when you're in there, yeah, it's all you know. You're in there, and it's like I'm living with these 6 boys, 6 girls. Like it's just like, oh yeah, you're saying like you're gonna go RB for, we're gonna go RB for next week. Oh, you live in Sheffield, come move in with me, and we can get into London. Like when you're in there, like all them conversations actually do happen. But when you come out, it's just like, right, we're back to reality now. Like you live up north, I live in Essex. You've got your mates, I've got my mates. So it sort of just straight goes back to reality, and it's kind of just like a long distance relationship. Every now and then you see each other, you be like, how you getting on? Like everything okay? You good? And then as well, everyone's got their own work shit going on. So they've either gone back to work or they've got commitments in terms of podcasts and stuff like that. So you don't actually see that much of each other after coming out. And I've had that same conversation with a few of the boys. It's quite rare that even though they're like best mates on the show, they come out and they're still best mates. Like look at Chris and Kem. They had probably the best bromance on Love Island history. They probably don't even see each other now. So like that's the reality of it. You live in different places. You've all got work commitments. Like it goes back to like a normal relationship as soon as you come out of the villa.
I suppose you get the benefit of obviously playing with some of them.
Yeah,
games,
exactly.
So
I mean, Uzi, obviously I see Uzi all
Yeah.
the time because of the football. I've been lucky enough to see Scott quite a few times, even Mitch with the football as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that definitely is the reality. Even like now, you look at Tom and Casey, obviously they live together. That's quite a rare friendship to come out of it. But now obviously Tom's got Molly. Tom's moved back up north to be with Molly. Casey's back in London still. So it's you have to deal with like real world problems, like even as like mates from like Love Island.
How about, obviously we've already mentioned playing at the Emirates the other day.
Oh mate,
How was that?
Yeah, that was such an unreal experience, honestly. I remember being out on the pitch like 10, 15 minutes into the game. I look up in the stands and I was like, wow, like, I can't believe I'm actually here. Like this is all stemmed from just like a reality TV, 6 days on reality TV, but like what an experience. Like so grateful. As like a kid, you obviously dream about stuff like that. And then people weren't really fortunate enough to get that opportunity. So yeah, I was feeling grateful last weekend or whenever it was.
We'll throw the photo up that you posted you as a kid, and then
yeah. That was 2006. I would have been what? Probably what would have been 9, maybe. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I would have been like 9 years old. Like obviously, first time 2006, first time at the Emirates. It was the first year it opened. It was only a couple of games in as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, old man took me, and then like what a special moment for my dad as well. Like my dad was obviously up there watching me play. And my dad would have taken me to that first game and seen me as a kid, like eyes light up, and then seeing me play, that would have been a good moment for him.
Did it change your performance on the pitch at all, being at such a
I'm good every week. I'm good every week.
Oh, okay.
But no, I definitely was trying a bit harder, especially at West Ham and Emirates. You could tell the intensity of those games was so much higher because like you could tell, like obviously there was a big buzz, a bit of excitement around everyone. Everyone was sort of running harder or trying harder. But yeah, no, I had a good game at West Ham and the Emirates, I think.
Did you?
Watching back the highlights. I know Hero had a rough time against me, man. He said to me after, he was like, you had me on toast in that game. But his first touch, he had like a claymore in his boot. Every time he touched it, the ball was like bouncing off him. He did say after the game, he's like, you played well. I was like, oh, cheers, mate.
Thanks, Hero.
Cheers, mate. But no, obviously, like we just said, with your dad being up in the stands, did he get a chance to come onto the pitch with you? I wasn't sure.
He did. I made sure, because obviously you boys got a fight with me and my old man at London Stadium. Because my dad's a West Ham fan. Oh. So so it was
So pretty good couple of weeks.
Yeah. Like I made sure my old man had a chance to get on the pitch and that at West Ham. He obviously had a chance to like meet Danny Dyer, like Jared Bowen as well, like after. So that was a good night out for him. He did say he's feeling proud that day. So,
What's it like going from obviously your normal life, then to Love Island, so you experience a bit of telly, but then being alongside people like Danny Dyer and quite
it's crazy.
Moment, or? It's
crazy. Do you know, because them people I consider have a real talent. Like even the content creators, like obviously we was playing with Danny Aarons the other day.
Yeah.
These people have built something from like the ground up. Or like Danny Dyer has a talent and he's built that from the business all the way to EastEnders and where he is now. People like no disrespect to any of the boys, but people like me, Uzi, like Bill, like we didn't do anything. We went for an application process and spent 2 weeks on holiday. So like that's not talent, like that isn't like built from the ground or anything like that. Like, so we're just sort of blessed to be there. Do you know what I mean? So like them people you look at and you think, fair, like you've actually like built a legacy for yourself. Whereas like what I see myself, I don't feel like I've got a talent. I feel like I just got lucky, like just to get on a TV program. Do you know what I mean? So like that's the way I see it. But yeah, it is unreal sharing pictures with people like that, because Danny Dyer, even Joe Swash the other day, like like Charlie Wernham, like I've watched Charlie on Bad Boys, Bad Education, Bad Education.
No, I remember him on Bad Boys with Will Smith.
Will
was with,
Smith,
wasn't he?
yeah, Bad Education, and then like even who else was there? There was just so many big names that went there. Like, but yeah, you watch him. Keanu, can't remember his, Michael Webber or Michael something like that.
For EastEnders.
Yeah.
Danny
Waters, that's it. Even Danny
Yeah.
Waters, like my mum loves EastEnders, so I watched him when he was Keanu on EastEnders. Like, you've seen these people act their whole lives, and yeah, you meet them in real life. So, oh shit, like what are you saying?
And the next day you go back to work, you're like,
Yeah, you just look back at the pics and it's like, yeah, you're back to reality. You look back at the pics, it's like as if I was fucking just sharing a picture of him. Like, it's mad.
But I mean, we even get that, don't we? As soon as we go home that day, like, I'll be sitting there editing, and I'm like, he's literally just here. Like,
Yeah.
Well, me and Nicola have been watching like on there's like a UK TV app or something like that. And it's got like the old school EastEnders.
Yeah.
For some reason, we just went on a bit of like a deep dive on it.
Yeah.
It's like 2004.
Yeah, well,
And
did you see Blue on some of them?
I
Mate,
have,
mental.
Yeah, I haven't actually. I stopped watching it by the time Blue was in it.
Yeah.
But we've gone back to 2004, and obviously you got Ricky Groves in it still, young Gary Hobbs, or younger Gary
Gaffers.
Hobbs. Yeah, Dean. And then like obviously Joe Swash, and it's really weird because obviously we've been watching it still after the game, and it's like I saw them the other day. And
She just like interacting with them.
Yeah, and it's like they're 20 years younger. It's really weird watching them in their sort of
like you having a fag outside with
Yeah.
old Gary Hobbs.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah, like the interactions to go from that to, you know, back, like you said, back to reality is just, it's such a strange jump to be like, oh, okay, yeah, we were at West Ham today. Oh, we were at Emirates. Oh, you know, now we're back home.
And I think that's the thing for us as well, is because we're I wouldn't say we're like massive football guys, but just
I have no clue about. I had to ask you what the offside rule meant. Like, I have no clue about football.
Yeah.
Don't know anything. Don't know how we're qualified to talk about football. But
I passively enjoy it.
Yeah.
But I'm not like die hard for any particular
But
thing.
either way, when you step into them grounds and see the
It's
size of them,
unreal.
like, it's overwhelming.
Yeah.
Like, even in change rooms and stuff,
Yeah,
you're still
yeah.
like, whether you're into football or not, it's still like, wow.
I did just have to like stop a few moments and be like, this like anyone else would die to like be here and just experience what we're being able to, just the freedom to be able to go around and see these places.
like, because we get a bit kind of lost at the moment of, like, obviously where we're working, we don't always get to take a step back and actually think like, what are we doing right now?
Yeah, and even like the game itself, it's like we're always at the end like, right, what was the score? What happened? Who did what? Because you're so in the midst of grabbing people for the interviews, and then also you're taking photos, so you're more locked into what the person's doing.
I mean, what happened when was it James
Phelps.
Yeah, when I was taking the photo, I didn't even realise he was trying to like talk to me. I'm here like snapping away.
Got your telescope on.
Yeah, lost in the moment, and then
you got Fred Weasley behind you.
Taylor. I'm like, and they're just both staring at me like, yeah, we're waiting for the interview now. And I'm like, oh, okay, you could have just told me. just watching me and like dissing me behind my back, like, look at him staring down the lens.
But yeah, I mean, it's been a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah. And obviously you've got to meet people such as yourself.
Exactly. That's the thing. It's a great networking tool then, football games. Unreal. Like you said, like even today when I had that marketing meeting, they're like, oh, who do you know that could get put in these places? And you're like, well, got a fucking whole contact book full of them. So yeah, it definitely is. It's just like it's a skill to go out there and interact with the people in the first place, but then also, when you build up the contact book, it's actually so helpful.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're now working. So you said you're working full time still. Are you?
Yeah.
Back in what we call, I guess, a quote unquote ordinary type of work.
Yeah, not what you call your 9 to 5, 9 to 6 job. Like,
I suppose outside of doing like the charity games, things like that, is there anything on the horizon? Maybe I don't know if you can talk about stuff, but
potentially. Like I said, I had a very positive meeting with someone today that could put me in a very different, very similar industry to what I've obviously done with Love Island and stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see what happens with that, but it would be a great opportunity should it come up. Like, And then obviously, like I said, the texts are going to go around from All Stars in probably September time. So we'll obviously see what my situation is then.
We'll be on After Sun, getting ready to interview.
Yeah, we'll be waiting.
Yeah.
You'll come out, you'll be like, these boys.
Oh,
No, I'll get you right, Bob. Yes, boys.
they're always following me about. Always waiting for that interview.
Yeah, we do disappear at random times. And people be like,
Yeah, it's like a great skill.
yeah.
Like,
Whenever we see Flint, he's like, right, got to do it.
yeah, camera mode on.
We know it. We know it. Oh, they're gonna talk to me. Yeah, okay. Hi guys.
But yeah, I mean, it sounds like obviously you got things coming up, so we'll keep a lookout for that. Again, hopefully we'll catch us more games and get a few more little interviews and things like that. So yeah, and everyone watching at home, if you don't already, follow Josh on the socials and keep an eye out, because who knows, he might be coming back to the screen sooner than you think. Fingers crossed.
Oh.
Fingers crossed. we don't know anything. We're just hoping. So then we can.
Yeah, we've got insider knowledge.
Yeah.
We've got no knowledge.
Then we can badger him about it at the next game. But yeah, no, thanks again, man, for coming along.
Yeah,
It's
no,
been
thank you for having me.
chatting.
It's been fun. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Always enjoy both your company. So
Well,
You heard that.
yeah,
You heard that.
here first. But I appreciate it, man. Again, everyone watching at home, thanks again for watching. We'll have more videos coming out soon. We have recorded a few different things, so they'll slowly be released, I'm sure. But yeah, just keep an eye out, and we'll keep you updated online.
It's happening.
Sammy! Go on, Josh, one more time.
Sally girl, you alright?
Cheers, man.
It was out my head.